There, viewer. Welcome to a new video on the channel. Now, this video is also going to be a little different from what I usually post on the channel, and I'm doing this audio without any form of take or anything. This is take number one. So, you have heard of these iceberg videos, haven't you? You know, a small genre of videos on YouTube where YouTubers would go through like icebergs about any specific topic like video games, lost media, video game characters, or creepypastas. That is exactly what I want to do for this video. So I'm going to take on this creepy slash dark slash disturbing videos on YouTube Iceberg version 0.20 by this user called Morning Malice on Reddit. Now this iceberg has a lot of entries on there, and I will be going through each and every one of them from top to bottom, which will be easy considering I am new to this kind of content, but it will be interesting nonetheless. Now, since I'm new to this stuff, videos like this will probably be few and far between, so this is only to experiment with this iceberg format and see where I can go with it for time being. I should leave you with a fair warning. This iceberg will contain heavy topics and disturbing themes that won't be for the faint of heart. So if you are someone who is easily disturbed with that sort of material, then I suggest you probably not watch this video further, or, proceed with caution. Another thing I want to mention is that Swegwin inspired me to start making my own iceberg videos. If you don't know who Swegwin is, he is the person who made the series of videos about the massive YouTube iceberg by Potted Plant. And he made some of the most unique and interesting iceberg videos that I don't really see from other YouTubers very often. So I hope you'll enjoy this potential series that I'll be doing, and forgive me for the low budget video format. I'm doing all of this on my Samsung phone using CapCut and a crappy camera microphone. So a lot of this will sound very choppy, so please forgive me for that. But with all that out of the way, without further ado, let's begin the first part of the iceberg and see how deep we can go. Jeez, this is the very first entry and it's already starting off pretty strange, huh? Well, guess we should just might as well get started. Anyways, Elsagate is a huge internet rabbit hole that probably doesn't really need that much introduction. Basically, it surrounds YouTube content that was supposedly geared towards children, but they actually contained inappropriate and disturbing material that a child should not be watching. This all became a controversial epidemic in late 2017 and would often be in forms of live action, flash animation, or claymation, and would mostly try to bypass YouTube's moderation. They would often use methods for appearing in the algorithm by using the keywords education, nursery rhymes, or learn colors, which would make it easier for children to be exposed to non-kid-friendly materials, and would make them appear more often in the YouTube algorithm so that they would get more attention. This situation got so bad that it made it onto headlines on the news and public outrage telling YouTube to take action. YouTube eventually ended up terminating over hundreds of thousands of videos and channels associated with the Elsagate movement for violating their guidelines, and even started making new changes and new strict policies for kids content. However, it wasn't enough to keep it from popping up, and to this day, the Elsagate videos haven't completely disappeared. One example being the generative AI videos, which I will get into later. Another example is content farms, which are similar to Elsagate content, but more scummy, pretty much. Their main goal is to basically produce many low-effort brain-rot videos in order to get a ton of views and ad revenue. There are many content farms that would also have inappropriate material, pretty much strives for quantity over quality. Overall, the case of Elsagate remains as a bizarre and ongoing rabbit hole on YouTube that nowadays isn't very common now, but other problems similar to it continue to surface. Hopefully YouTube does a little bit more in the future to combat against it, but it's unlikely they will anytime soon. I might have chosen the wrong time to do this, given that this one talks about a tragedy that happened from this month, but the 9/11 attack was an incident that occurred on the 11th of September 2001, and it involved terrorists hijacking 4 planes, crashing 2 of them into the 2 World Trade Center towers, causing them to collapse. This event sadly took the lives of many innocent people and remains today as one of the most deadly incidents in US history. Now on YouTube, you can find many videos that showcases footage of the disaster in the form of documentaries. Now I won't show any clips of them here for obvious reasons, but there's also a whole playlist of them on YouTube, which is kind of jarring. But yeah, you can definitely find a lot of videos on YouTube about the 9/11 attacks if you are someone who has an interest in watching documentaries about tragic events. Rest in peace to the people who lost their lives during the disaster. May your souls rest in peace. Ghost videos are a genre of videos on YouTube that revolves around people trying to capture supernatural activity in real life. It can pretty much vary from any kind of video, such as poltergeist activities caught on camera, abandoned building explorations, or contacting spirits. Now I used to watch a lot of those videos back in the day when I was like 9 or 10. Looking at them now, I would often question their authenticity, like if they're real or not, because I don't really believe in ghosts anymore. But they used to terrify me a lot back then when I was a little kid. And I'm sure some of you guys have similar feelings as I did. Salad Fingers is a popular horror web series created in 2004 by popular British animator David Firth. It follows the bizarre tales of Salad Fingers, a green mutant creature who likes rusty spoons and lives out in a wasteland in the middle of nowhere. The series is well known for its themes of physiological horror, artistic animation, memorable music, and creepy but interesting characters, such as his finger puppets, his horse named Horus Collar, this little girl named Mabel, which Salad Fingers also has a traumatic episode to anytime she speaks, and his glass mother. I personally enjoy the Salad Fingers series as it's definitely one of the most unique indie horror shorts I've ever seen. The series currently stands at 14 episodes, and feel free to check them out for yourself if you're interested. Scary Car Ad, also known as the Kaffe Coffee Commercial Screamer, is an iconic commercial/screamer that was uploaded to YouTube in 2006. It depicts a car driving through the road with calm music playing, and then suddenly a zombie pops up and screams at the viewer. Now this was made by the German company named Kaffe, who produced this commercial to advertise their coffee beverages. Now they have other ads similar to the zombie jump scare, such as these 2 that show shots of a beach and then this scary white figure pops up and screams at you, and the ones where they do fake out jump scares as well. Take this one for example. Wow, you really got me there, man. It's strange to know that people out there likely tried their products just because they got jump scared by a zombie when they least expected it. Smart move, I must say. Blank Room Soup is a mysterious, creepy video uploaded in 2014 by Maintenance Tunnels. However, the video dates back all the way in 2005 by the name of Freaky Soup Guy. It features this man in the empty room eating a soup on a wooden table, and all the while can be heard sobbing. 2 creepy figures with white masks approach him and start patting him on his back to calm him down, which causes him to sob even more. This video made many people terrified and confused as to who these things are in the video, and also as to what is going on here. Many people theorize that this man was captured by these figures against his will, and the soup he's eating is made out of his family's remains. Now, obviously this is not true, but we can identify the figures in this video as the Ray Rays, which were costumes created by Raymond Percy, who was also an animator, artist, and occasional voice actor for Disney. Rainbow made a video about the topic and contacted Percy for more details. According to him, the costumes were stolen one night, taking place at a club on the Sunset of Hollywood. After that, he received an email with an attachment which showcased the Blank Room Soup video. Now, there's a lot more to unpack from this mystery that turns a lot of this into question. And if you want more insight on the matter, I recommend checking out Celereal's video that goes a bit in depth about the topic. The video remains today as sort of a mystery, because whether or not this was some kind of marketing stunt or people who stole the costumes to make this creepy video still remains a mystery. It's still an interesting story nonetheless though. Dining Room Where There Is Nothing is an eerie short film created by David B. Earl and uploaded to YouTube in 2006. It features this young girl sitting in a dining room with creepy music playing, who first says a few words that is hard to understand. Then the screen zooms out, and then her face falls on the bowl. Once she lifts her head up again, she then says, "There is nothing." Now, David B. Earl linked more information about the video in the description, but it's unfortunately now broken. But through the Wayback Machine, it explains the video as being a loop, and the girl in the video, who is named Leah Porsager, says there is nothing backwards at the beginning, so that when you play the video in reverse, it sounds the same. And also states that it was inspired by a personal paradox desire for empirical proof that there is nothing on the other side of life. Pretty interesting concept, I must say, and this also managed to freak out a lot of people a while back, but it still remains as a strange but well done short scary film. Little Baby's ice cream ads were a set of advertisements by the Philadelphia-based company Little Baby's Ice Cream. They have a series of ads, but some of them are strange. The one that many people know about shows this person who was covered in vanilla ice cream proceeds to pick off the ice cream from his body and then eats it. Yeah, quite a strange way to advertise your ice cream product. And also kinda gross. The way he just stares into our soul and never blinking once is pretty unnerving. They have other ads like this, such as this buff man having ice cream spill out of his pants, which kind of needs to be seen to be believed, and this one where the same man from before holds an ice cream cone of himself and the video proceeds to loop in reverse. And this one with people having mouths for eyes and the narrator saying, "We all scream for ice cream." Yeah, very strange stuff, but they would still go on to sell ice cream throughout the years before unfortunately closing down in November 2019. Teddy Has an Operation is a video posted in 2013 by Z Frank, and it shows a doctor doing a realistic operation on a stuffed teddy bear. Throughout the video, the narrator speaks in a calm and gentle manner as calm music plays. This video was definitely one of a kind for the early 2010s, but still managed to freak out a lot of people from the time, especially from how the bear has organs inside of it, combined with the soothing vibe this video has. Some may find it calm and soothing, but others may find it creepy and disturbing, and I know I definitely did at one point. It still remains as an iconic, unnerving video to this day. I Feel Fantastic is a surreal music video originally posted to YouTube in 2009 by Creepyblog, but was taken down at some point due to a copyright strike. But the robot in the video is named Tara the Android, which was designed by John Bergeron in 2004, who originally created her to sell for research and entertainment purposes, but later revamped her into singing songs that he wrote, and also produced music videos of Tara on a DVD for purchase. This video gained a lot of notoriety online due to the creepy and uncanny vibe it has from the way the robot sings. There's a lot of theories about this video back in the day, with people thinking that this video was tied to a serial killer or murderer, which is honestly insane because nowadays this video kinda has an odd, charming vibe to it, at least in my opinion. Whatever the case, this video gained a cult following on the internet, with fan art and even being referenced in the Adult Swim show Smiling Friends. I do feel sorry for this guy though, because it must have been upsetting to have misinformation spread about you just because people found your robot creepy. Rubber Johnny is a British experimental film created in 2005 by Chris Cunningham. The film shows an isolated deformed teenager named Johnny who was kept on a wheelchair and locked inside a dark empty basement with his pet chihuahua, and the film also features music by the Aphex Twin. The concept of this film apparently was from Cunningham's inspiration of the idea of a river morphing as they danced, which he then incorporated into his story. The short itself is a little eerie and unnerving, but the music is oddly catchy to me. The design for Johnny still looks pretty freaky though. Feel free to check out the film yourself if you're interested. Username 666 is an infamous creepypasta / scary video created by Nana825763. The story follows as a user who tries to open up a YouTube channel that was supposedly called youtube.com/666, which appears to be suspended, and then they proceed to refresh the page multiple times until the page becomes more disturbing and graphic looking, to the point where they can no longer exit the page and causes their computer to shut down in the process. This video managed to terrify a lot of people around the internet from the bizarre and disturbing nature this video presents, and it was definitely one of the most terrifying videos of the early eras of YouTube. However, something I want to mention is that a channel actually existed under the name 666, but was actually suspended around 2008. The whole premise of the story itself is a hoax, but the channel name 666 did exist at one point. In a video covered by Raymundo that talks about the username 666 topic, one part I want to bring up is that for a while, if you were watching a YouTube video and if you took the C out of watch in the URL, you'd be brought to a similar video by the channel name 666, which had only 2 videos on it and uploaded similar content from the original username 666 video. However, the actual 666 channel is apparently this one, which was created all the way back in September 2005 and was the supposed suspended account from the urban legend. This Reddit post states that it was unbanned at some point by Seed, who is a YouTube tech intern, and it remains up to this day, which could probably be used as like a recreation or remake of some kind. Guess it was real after all. All in all, username 666 remains as an iconic and bizarre video that still manages to freak people out to this day. I wouldn't be surprised if an actual program gets made out of this in the future though. Alan Resnick is a famous actor, comedian, visual artist, and filmmaker who is known for his absurdist humor and roles in bizarre and unsettling films, and is also best known for his bizarre Alan tutorial series, which was a channel that portrayed him as a man named Alan who did a variety of strange and bizarre tutorials, and as the videos progress, the tutorials get more bizarre and erratic, until Alan gets locked out of his house and is forced to wander homeless in the outside world while still making tutorials, while looking visibly injured and dirty. He then gets captured by an unknown person or group and trapped in a sterling white room, and is forced to make tutorials against his will in exchange for money. And as the videos progress from there, the whole room becomes filthy, and the last video shows Alan using wooden mallets to make his escape. He is also known for his Adult Swim stuff, such as unedited footage of a bear, This House Has People in It, and The Dream. Yeah, this guy is kinda out there, and his work terrified many people around the internet, and his Alan tutorial series is a classic and unique horror experience that does a good job with getting viewers unsettled and intrigued into the story. Gotta give props to this man. Obedece a la Morsa, better known as Obey the Walrus, is a viral creepy video that was originally uploaded to YouTube back in 2007 and features footage of Sandy Crisp, also known as the Goddess Bunny. And the video has bizarre visuals and creepy music, and then went viral, garnering millions of views and inspired many remixes and parodies. However, this whole thing is actually a bit of a rabbit hole of itself, and I suggest you take a look at Blame It on Jorge's video for more insight on the subject. But what I want to mention is that Sandy Crisp, also known as the Goddess Bunny, suffered from polio after she was born and was also neglected by the doctors, which caused her to suffer more from the illness, such as when they produced an 18-long steel rod in her back when she was a child. It also never got removed, which also resulted with it disfiguring her body, which is honestly really tragic and saddening. She also sadly passed away in 2021 due to the coronavirus disease at the time. Truly hope she rests in peace. Now, despite the video being widespread and well known all over the internet, the actual lore behind it is a bit obscure, and going over it would take a while, so go check out Blame It on Jorge's video for more information about the rabbit hole if you're interested. Rest in peace to Sandy Crisp. EAS scenarios, or Emergency Alert System scenarios, are a genre of videos on YouTube similar to analog horror, which we'll get into soon. These videos will often tell fictional stories about the emergency alert system that touches on horror-related situations that can sometimes be done realistically, kind of like a SCP kind of feel. Many of these videos use aesthetics of official emergency alert systems to create a sense of realism and dread, and also diving into the nature of history, monstrous creatures, or inexplicable events through the guise of government warning systems. Pretty creepy stuff, and I do like the concept of this genre from how they can make people feel like something bad is going to happen, or giving the impression of it being a real emergency broadcast. Not much to add here, so moving on. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a surreal British horror web series created by Becky Sloan and Joseph Pelling, consisting of 6 episodes and a TV show on Channel 4. The series is well known for its surrealism, dark comedy, and other combinations of animation and music. They would often start as a form of children's program, teaching the characters about specific topics, which would then lead to things becoming bizarre and crazy. The 6 episodes on YouTube, as well as the 6 on Channel 4, have gotten a critical acclaim for their story production, design, themes, lore, and so on and so forth. I myself really enjoy the series as a whole, and I encourage you to see it for yourself if you haven't already. It's a bizarre but pretty fascinating story to dive into. Aw man, this one won't be easy for me to explain. We're about to approach the end of this tier, and this entry is something that I have a strong dislike for. AI cat videos are a genre of videos or shorts on YouTube that are quote-unquote animations using artificial intelligence with anthropomorphic cats. And they usually feature cat characters in soap opera-like scenarios and would be in forms of violent and graphic and disturbing content. I had to sit through a few of these for this video, and I couldn't even go more than 5 seconds before closing them. I won't show any footage of them here because you guys don't deserve torture either. And it's honestly weird from how these videos are so popular for some reason, and I doubt that a parent would be okay with their children watching these videos because of how disturbing they are. This whole thing can also be compared to the Elsagate controversy that I covered earlier, as parents might mistake them as innocent videos just because they have cats or kittens in them. It's a little unfortunate to think about. That's all there is for this entry, and I personally am not a fan of these videos or things that relate to AI animation in general. Local 58 is a horror series on YouTube created by cartoonist Chris Stroud, who is also the creator of the Candle Cove creepypasta. The series presents itself as footage from a fictional public access TV channel that is hijacked with surreal broadcasts. They are often shown as if they were a real broadcast from TV, and would then switch to an alert broadcast in order to scare the viewer. The series is also the one that pioneered the analog horror genre, becoming influential from its unsettling atmosphere, combined with its found footage style that many analog horrors use in their own fashion. And I find that very interesting, to say the least. Feel free to take a look at Local 58 if you're interested. Man, I feel like I've mentioned analog horror more times in this entry than the previous ones, because the next entry may look familiar to you. Yep. Should have seen that one coming, huh? Now for this one, I will do my best to summarize it fully. Analog horrors are a subgenre on YouTube that are often characterized by low fidelity graphics, cryptic messages, and visual style that resembles the late 20th analog century television and analog recording style. Some notable ones include the Mandela Catalog, the Boiled One Phenomenon, and the Walton Files, as they are well known for their creepy characters, bizarre stories, and creepy VHS aesthetics. One of my most favorite analog horror shorts is The Backrooms found footage by Kane Pixels. It's a very well done concept of the backrooms atmosphere. It feels like a realistic piece of found footage, all being done with Blender and CGI effects. It also gives the vibe of mystery to build the suspense and fear. The whole style of analog horror continues to strive to this day, and they remain as fascinating and horrifying pieces of YouTube content out there. Happy Tree Friends is an adult animated web series created by Ken Navarro and developed by Montijo Navarro and Warren Graff, which was developed for Mondo Media. The series comes off as a supposed kid-friendly cartoon with bright colors and cutesy forest animal creatures, and would usually start off innocent at first until the characters get killed off and injured in graphic and gruesome manner, which can catch children off guard and even traumatize them. It gained a large cult following around the internet, as well as Mondo Media's website, which became a multimedia franchise and a TV series. I have to wonder how many children were terrified by the series a while back. It was even said that Netflix accidentally put the series on the For Kids section at one point, which is probably how a lot of children accidentally stumbled across it. Overall, Happy Tree Friends stands as a cutesy but disturbing web series that many have gotten traumatized from, and does so in a wolf in sheep's clothing fashion. Pretty strange stuff. And now we end off this tier with the Elisa Lam elevator footage, which is a tragic and mysterious case. Now, Elisa Lam was a tourist from Canada who was staying at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. She was last seen on January 31st, 2013, and was then reported missing on February 8th. Then, 11 days later, on February 19th, her body was discovered in the building's water towers by maintenance workers. Her cause of death was revealed to be a cause of accidental drowning, with bipolar disorder noted as a contributing factor. This footage of her on one of the elevators was released by the LAPD before her death, and in it, she can be seen acting strangely and making unusual moves and gestures. And is also supposedly talking to a person that can't be seen off screen. She then leaves the elevator for a little bit and the doors stay open, and eventually leaves as the elevator doors close. This case remains as an unsolved mystery, and it still remains unknown as how she ended up in the water tower. Some speculate that she was trying to get the elevator car to move in an attempt to escape someone who was following her. Others suggest that she was likely under the influence of drugs or any other kinds of substances. Whatever the case, it still remains unclear from how this all happened, and remains today as a tragic, unsolved mystery. May she rest in peace. And with that, we have now finished tier 1 of the creepy, dark, and disturbing videos on YouTube Iceberg. This was honestly a pretty long and steep process that I have ever done, and I am glad that I managed to complete the first tier, and sorry if some entries were long and rushed or lazy. If there's anything I should improve on, then feel free to let me know in the comments. Hopefully as we progress more from here, things will improve a little bit. I will also make sure to be careful with certain entries that I will likely cover soon in this Iceberg to comply with YouTube's TOS, and if you guys like this video and would like to see more, feel free to like and subscribe. And as of writing this, it is November 8th, and this video took an entire month to make, mostly due to me being busy with school and sometimes lack of motivation. So these videos will take a while to make, but since this is a little passion of mine, I will try to pursue this little goal and continue soon. Anyways, that's all for now. Stay tuned as we begin tier 2 next time. Take care, folks.